What's up, guys? Brett Okamoto with DC. We are in New Jersey this week to cover UFC 302. It's media day, so we've been interviewing fighters.
What is this?
This is a T-shirt.
But why are you sitting here like this? Like, what is this? Like, why are you standing there like the
I don't
big
know.
dog,
Why are you
man?
always standing there like this, bro?
I'm kind of trying to stay up in myself a little bit, man. I'm the champ.
I don't know. When I start a video, that's why I like to lean back a little bit, let everybody know we're in New Jersey. Yeah. We're here for UFC 302 Media Day. DC's been very loud. You can hear him from down the hallway. You talked to Poirier.
Yes.
Sean Strickland.
And Islam Makhachev later.
Yep. Yeah. So obviously we're interviewing all these guys. But we got some news, DC. Ooh. Dana White announces in August there's a card in Abu Dhabi. Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Corey Sandhagen. We kind of knew that was coming for a while. What we did not know was coming, at least I didn't know was coming. I don't think anybody did. Nick Diaz is going to be fighting for the first time since 2021. This is after he took a 5-year hiatus to come back against Robbie Lawler. Literally said, I don't know why I'm here. I don't really want to fight. I thought that the fight kind of showed that against Robbie Lawler, but at least he was fighting a guy who he had fought years ago, same age. Now he's fighting 32-year-old Vicente Luque in Abu Dhabi. What do you make of this news?
You know, first off, I was very shocked, right? And I'm a guy that likes to, when I look at these fights, I always want to be honest with myself, right? I want to make sure that people understand how I feel about something when it happens. And if I'm being completely honest with you, after watching Nick Diaz the last time, I was like, okay, he's done. But when I heard the news, I'm excited. I got so excited because it's like, how often do we get an opportunity to see a guy that meant so much to us? I watched him in Strikeforce. I watched him do all that. Now, the matchup, that's a little worrisome for me because Robbie Lawler seemed to be at the same stage in his career with him.
Yeah.
Vicente Luque is not there.
No.
This is a much more dangerous fight for Nick Diaz. I just hope that he shows a better form this time. So, honestly, man, excitement because I get to see a guy that I've watched for a long time. Confusion in terms of who the matchup is. Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson's fighting on the card, too. Put them together.
Right.
And that makes more sense to me.
Why don't you think that happened?
I don't know. I don't know. But excitement, though. Excitement. You know, I think.
Why, though? I do want to know why. And I'm like, beyond just like, oh, hey, like, you know, I got sports guys that I'd love to see Manny Ramirez swing a bat again,
God,
dude.
could you imagine?
But Nick Diaz going out there and taking damage,
Let me tell you
even
why.
if he were fighting Tony Ferguson,
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because to me, I watched. God, I say these things, right? And I'm not making comparisons, but I do recognize that a great champion always has one last night. I watched George Foreman at 47 years old beat Michael Moore in a fight that he wasn't even supposed to be able to compete in. And he got it done, right? He was a little old. He was a little out of shape. Knocked him out. Got beat on. His toughness carried him. Every great champion has one night left. So for me, it's about seeing if Nick has one more night. He might not. And give him the benefit of the doubt. If he goes out and he looks like he did last time, let's be done with the Nick Diaz experiment.
Yeah.
But, I mean, shoot, man, this dude has earned an opportunity to go out there one more time and see if he can do something special.
Yeah, I guess, of course. He always has the right. And if he wants an opportunity to make some money, 40 years old, like there are people fighting. You had a title at 40 years old.
Yeah.
So it's fine that he's doing this.
But heavyweight's a much different
I don't like
animal.
a fight, though. Heavyweight is a much different animal. And I don't really love a situation in the fight game when, like, and I think you'll understand what I mean when I say this, that I'm gonna be nervous for the man as he's walking to the octagon. You know, like that's not really like I shouldn't be feeling really nervous.
You know
for
what?
somebody.
It's so crazy. I always felt like that with Raul Rosas Jr. when he was 18 years old. I was like, oh my God, he's walking out here. If he gets just mollywopped, it's gonna look so bad that an 18-year-old kid's getting mollywopped out there by a grown man.
Yeah.
But then it was good, right? So like, I get what you're saying. Concerned. Look. When Nate Diaz was scheduled to fight Khamzat Chimaev, I was worried. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
I don't get that feeling. I don't feel like after watching Vicente Luque in the last fight against Joaquin Buckley. Now Joaquin Buckley is a fantastic fighter and he's in his prime. But I didn't feel like Vicente Luque is still that aggressive guy that he was or we remember from back in the day when he was in the top 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be completely negative about it because I'm really not. I also don't really kind of understand why it's happening in Abu Dhabi. Like, what Nick Diaz in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, but
it's
Tony Ferguson in Abu Dhabi too. Okay, so Abu Dhabi's like me, right? Do you remember back in the day when the WWE would go to Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi, it was all legends.
Yeah.
All the legends would come back. And I think they have that affinity for those guys, that those memories. The men in power today were kids watching guys like Nick Diaz and Tony Ferguson when they were at the top of the game, and I think they long to see those guys compete, so they get that opportunity.
There's definitely intrigue around it, but I think it's just, for me personally, it's an intrigue of different types. It's an intrigue of, like, we all love Nick Diaz because of who he was in the sport, just what he stood for, just like never say die type thing, and so like you're gonna see that, but then like there is a limit of that, and so then you just like don't even want to see that for like somebody.
One more night for Nick Diaz. Could you imagine if he shows up in shape? Like, what if Nick looks like he does in the pictures?
It's true. Sometimes he looks like he's in great shape, but then he showed up against Robbie Lawler, and they had to change the weight class. So I hope it's not something like that, man. I hope he shows up in weight. I hope he's talking about how he wants to fight, and then we're going to get a performance one way or another. And I just hope, like, win, lose, or draw, it's just like it's not what it was with the Robbie Lawler night. Because let's just be honest, the Robbie Lawler night was not fun. It
wasn't good to watch either, man. It was hard to see because he was trying to go back to the antics that made him so special. But it's like, those antics are cool when you're fighting Anderson Silva and you fall down and you get up and then you go and you fight Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
It's not good when you do that and then you're just kind of losing the whole fight. So
I hope maybe they can talk GSP into go and sit in front row. I think that would be cool to have like GSP fight, watch Nick fight in Abu Dhabi. We'll see. That is in August. Right now it is what month is it? It's May, but it's going to be June by the time UFC 302. Keep it on ESPN MMA, YouTube all week. DC will be here. I'll be here. We'll be talking to fighters. And then, of course, the fight's on Saturday.
Yep. Can't wait.